Good morning, Thrive Epic community. I am so happy to be here with you today. And we are going to talk all about audio devices. So, I know that several of you are out there creating online courses, streaming live, just doing videos for your community. And we've had some questions come up in the last few days about audio. So, I'm like, this is timely. Let's do it. I have five or so microphones. One, two, three, four. So, I have four plus it's sort of like nine different types of styles of audio that I'm going to demonstrate this morning for you. So just a quick introduction. My name is Erica Clark Alejo. I'm founder and owner of Thrive Epic and super excited that you're here this morning. So each Tuesday around 11:30 a.m. ish Central Time, I go live and demonstrate different software, apps, technology that you can use in your business as a way to engage your clients, to interact with them, and all the things you do to help them when you're creating amazing programming. So if you ever have programs that you want me to demo, just shoot me a message, drop it in the chat box. I always love to know who's here. So who's ever watching this morning, say a quick hello down below the video. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. So I know you're here and I can say hello to you. All right, without further ado, let's get going. I probably should have hooked up a really good mic to start the introduction, but I want you to hear the different sound qualities today. So that's what I'm going to show you is just the importance of audio and how it can change your user's experience. All right, right now I have a Mac laptop. I'm going live and using the audio straight through my computer audio. So probably sounds pretty good. Some of your audio is not, when we talk about audio today, I'm really just going to talk about the microphones. I'm going to stay in the same place I'm at right now so that you can hear what the different microphones sound like. I will say that where I'm standing right now is a little bit echoey. So I have some walls around me. There is a carpeted for me. So it does absorb a little bit, but I notice that as I'm talking, I'm sort of in a little hall, like a little foyer, and it does create an echo. But that being said, because we're going to test out mics in the same spot, you'll be able to hear what happens with each of the microphones in this area. So today I'm not going to talk about your environment around you, but again, just the microphones. All right, so hello, howdy. And if you are watching on Facebook, there's a little description right above this that you do have to allow StreamYard to see your name and profile pic if you want me to give you a shout out by name. Otherwise, I only see Facebook user. So, and if you're watching us on a different channel, just comment below. All right, again, so this is the Mac microphone that the built in my Mac laptop that I'm using. I do have a newer Mac. It was just built last May. And so just released then. So I would say that the audio is probably really good. If your computer's a couple years old, your audio might not be quite this crisp. Hey, Z, good morning. I'm so honored that you're watching. And in all audio talk, Z does some amazing work when it comes to audio. So I'm going to be like this. So if you have other comments, Z, feel free to drop them below. But he does amazing video work. If any of you need a video bio or need video work done, I can share out a sample he did of my stuff, and he does amazing work. All right. Good morning, Marlene. So the next that I'm going to demonstrate is the lapel mic. And I'll have to say that I lost the little thing that goes around it, but it's okay. I use it without it all the time. So this is one of my lapel mics. I have three of them. You can buy a wireless one. I will say that I think the wired ones, if you just want an inexpensive mic, this one costs like $20, $15, something like that. Marlene just got hers in the mail, but it's great. I prefer the corded ones because I think that they have really, it just provides better audio. So I'm going to plug it in. It's going to take me a minute because I have to switch settings. External microphone. Okay, so this is the external microphone. So usually I clip it on. If you look at most of my videos, you'll see my lapel mic in here. I usually run it up my shirt and then clip it on here. So you can see that you can hear hopefully the difference in the audio. I probably sound a little bit louder, maybe a little bit clearer. I'm not talking any different. And it sits here. The one thing I'm going to say, and I learned this from working with Z, is that sometimes when the lapel mic's sitting here, and I like to wear like this jewelry, and you can probably hear it. So if you have stuff on your shirt, it can get loud. And then you have to be careful because sometimes if things rub up against it, you won't hear like your shirt rubbing up against it, but other people may hear it. So it can create some background noise. So just be really careful of where you place it when you're doing some video work. All right, so this is the lapel mic, and again, really great to use. And then they were like, "Oh, it's the windscreen." So the little ball, the windscreen that sits on top of this, is great. I always do audio in my house, so I don't think it really matters. But I will say that I keep saying I'm going to take a class in breath work because when I talk, and I'm getting ready to say something, I take big, deep breaths. And then when I go to do like video editing, I notice every time I get ready to say something big, I take a big, deep breath, and you can hear it on a lot of my microphones because it just picks up that way. All right, let's head on to the next one. So the video that I'm using today, or at this moment, it's going to switch in a second because my daughter stole my adapter. But right now I'm using a Logitech C920 webcam to film this. And in there, they have a built-in microphone. So that's the next one that I'm going to show you. Okay, so I have on this one now. So same kind of idea. Again, it's a webcam that attaches to my computer through a USB cable, so it plugs right in. The problems with the new Macs is they all use a different cable because, Apple likes to change up all those cables. So I have to have a special cable that attaches to that goes into my computer. But anyway, enough of that. So the sound right now is going through that webcam. It has a really good sound system. I've used it several times, and when I do use it, people are like, wow, that's really good. I'm not sure what your experience or what you feel this morning is, but it picks up in all directions. So it's a really, I'll say, great microphone. It's also a really great camera. I like it. I would suggest it if you're looking for a good camera and mic all in one that you can hook up to any computer. All right, so with that, I'm going to switch out to the microphones. I'm going to talk about now the Yeti, which is my favorite. It's the blue. So I'm just going to show it to you before we get there. So this does come in different colors, even though mine's not blue. It's called blue. The other microphone, which I don't have, is the Rode, and I don't know if it's pronounced Rode or Rode. It's Rode. And I would say that it's probably even better than this microphone, but this is a really great microphone. So when we switch to it, I'm not there yet, but the Yeti does allow for you, anybody who likes ASMR, the Yeti is a great microphone for that, which is why my daughter ends up stealing my microphone all the time. So give me just a second, and it's going to switch camera views as well because I'm going to have to disconnect my current camera again because of my daughter. I love her. All right, I muted 3 times. I had to unmute on my microphone. So this microphone does have a mute button. As you can see, it's lit up here. And if it's solid, it means that you're not muted, and if it's blinking, it means that you are muted, which is very confusing. And then the StreamYard app also was muted, so that's why you couldn't hear me for a second, but I'm here. All right, so you can tell my video quality changed a little bit as well because I've switched to my computer camera. So I just wanted to point that out for a minute as well. And with the computer camera, I don't have as many control over the settings as oh, let me make sure. Hold on. Okay. You guys should be able to hear me now. If somebody can drop a little bit, okay, good now. All right. So right now I'm still coming out of my computer audio, just so you know, because I had to switch over. So the settings on this camera from the computer are a little bit different. So you can see that my video quality is not quite as good as the other one. And with the other one, the Logitech, I have a little bit more control over how it looks. So sometimes when the lighting's all weird, I can adjust and add a little bit more color or take it away in brightness and sharpness. And the laptop computer just doesn't have all of those capabilities. All right, so let's demonstrate this microphone out. So this microphone, actually, let me turn it on. And then, just a second. All right. I probably sound really different now. So you can tell probably the audio quality just changed a little bit. And I'm going to show you, hopefully it won't be too distracting. So again, here's the mute button on this side. It has a volume control because I can, on the bottom here, I can hook in headphones so I can hear myself. This thing is great for podcasting if any of you are looking at podcasting work. So when you can hear yourself, it's great because you can hear if there's a lot of echoes and feedback and stuff, and I can adjust the volume. And then these here allow this microphone to tilt. And then on the back of this, there's two more knobs. So this top one, yeah, it's the top one. It says gain on it. So I can adjust, you guys watch this. So I just turned up the gain and I have a box right here and I'm rubbing it. It's probably really loud for you. So you can hear a lot more background noise and I can adjust the gain. So I'm still talking at the same pace. I'm going to rub the box again. It probably sounds very different. So it's about it's how much it picks up, how sensitive it is. So I'm going to leave it halfway through for all the demo, just so you can get an idea of the different types of setup. I don't have my little instruction book. I didn't really look it up, but there's 4 different ways that this microphone can pick up things. So it can pick up things like, oh, and I don't even know the fancy terms, but that's okay. It can pick the sound up in one way. It can pick it up in omnidirectional. It can pick it up in all different ways. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the different sounds. So I'm going to stay in the same spot where I'm at, and I'm just going to show you. Okay, so now I just adjusted it. It might sound a little bit different, maybe just a little bit louder, maybe just a little bit clearer. This is the next setting on it. Again, you can hear maybe a little bit different in the way things are picked up. If I had more people in the room, there are certain settings I would want to turn it on so it picks up everyone around, or if it's just picking up me here. And then the last one is this one, which is a great one as well. So I think that most people prefer, I'm going to go back one to this one, which sounds a little bit different, maybe a little bit clearer. And then this is the other thing about microphones. Know your proximity of where you're at and what you want to do. So because I'm talking to you live, I don't want to be all up in my mic, but I'm going to show you the difference in sound quality as you come closer. So as I come closer, I'm going to talk just a little bit quieter, but you can probably hear, and it's probably a really nice sound like you might hear on a really great podcast that you're listening to. And then I'll adjust the sound so you can hear that it sounds a little bit different. And then even a little bit different here and a little bit different here. So know that your proximity will also matter for the type of sound that you're getting. If you're doing a podcast, you're going to probably want to be all up in here talking. If you're talking live, I don't want to talk live like this because I want to interact with you. So I choose a different setting. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is the pop screens. So again, I don't have mine because my daughter steals all of my stuff. How many of you like drop something below if you have a tween or teen that takes all your stuff? I used to take my mom's stuff. And I remember she'd get aggravated. And I was like, I guess this is payback. But my daughter takes all of my stuff, and now including my clothes and my shoes, which my clothes that she used to insult. I love you, Olivia, but I'm just saying. So anyway, so you can have a pop shield in front of this. So if you're doing that work, you're doing the podcast work, I highly suggest that you use it. And what it does is it breaks up those I call them the pop sounds. So the P's and the B's, so those harsh sounds. So that P sound, like if you're in a pop screen, it doesn't cause that explosiveness sound. It helps break that up. So that's the use of those if you ever see it. If you end up ordering something like the Yeti, you can see that you can buy it in a package where you get the pop screen and you get a really nice set of headphones. They're great. I actually love them. And yeah, so that's kind of the down and dirty of mics. The one other piece of information I want to give you, I'm going to pull this one back up. So when we talk about microphones like this, there's a little bit of difference in this. So let me see if I can show this to you. So you see how this has three, look, my hands are so dry. So you see how this has 3 rings on it. Some only have 2 rings on it. Oh, plosives. That's what somebody, great. See, I knew. My audience, you guys are so smart. You guys are so great. That's probably Z that said it, but if it's not, whoever said it, you guys are amazing. So this has the 3 rings on this one. Some of them only have 2, some have 1. So you have to be really conscious of what you're buying. And it's like the TRS and TRRS. It has to do with the rings. Some of the microphones, if you ever have an issue and you're like, it's just not very loud when I record, check and see how many rings it has on it. You might need an adapter. So to move from 2 rings to 3 rings or 3 rings down to 2 rings. I think that the 3 rings is actually the best one. I could be wrong. It's the one that I always end up using, but I know some people like to hook stuff to their phone. And so if you have trouble with that, they make little adapters to switch from the 2 ring to the 3 ring. And they're really great. So I know with the Rode mic, somebody had asked about it yesterday in a different group and we were talking about it. And some of those require that adapter for you to move from specifically using on your phone to putting it on the computer. So I'm not going to go in depth with it, but just know that if you're buying something that's not specific for it, you're trying to adapt, and you're like, this sounds weird, you might need an adapter. And then the other thing is I have used my lapel mics. I have a really long one as well. It's like 16 or 20 foot. And I have a dual one for when I'm doing interviews with people in the same room, but you can hook those to your phone. Ones like these to your phone. So because I have an iPhone, like an iGirl, I have to have the little special adapter that changes it from, I'll say, the circle to the square. Not very technical, but that's okay. So with that, I hope that you enjoyed this Tech Tuesday, learned a little bit about audio. And you can tell, I'm just going to say that when you are recording videos for your courses, if you can have really good audio, it helps. And if nothing else, a $20 little lapel mic, this is made by Pop Voice, is really great. You can move up into these and then the Rode systems and then even better systems. Z has an amazing system. His is wireless and it's great. So I would suggest it because if your audio quality is bad, your people are not going to want to listen. So I had one of my clients and I listened to one of their videos the other day and there was like this crackle that just kept happening in the background. And I'll say when you're going live, sometimes you just can't help it and you just roll with it. I have on many occasions, right? You guys have all met Fifi the dog. You knew that I had construction in my house. So we had like kind of a rough fall of noise and sound all the time. And you just do what you can do. But when you can elevate your audio, it does help people stay engaged. When you have clear backgrounds behind you that aren't too distracting for people. And again, sometimes it's out of your control. Sometimes you just, like when I was kicked out of my office because of the construction, I was like sitting on the steps of our house because everybody was working from home, and at one point I ended up sitting on my daughter's vanity trying to do stuff and you're just like out of control what's happening. And so don't let some of that stuff get you hung up with like, I can't record, I can't do anything. But if you can spruce it up a little, make some simple backgrounds, make some good audio, it really keeps your user a little bit more engaged. And it makes it just easier for them to listen and to watch you. So that's all I have for this morning. I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday. I'm so excited. Invite your friends into our Facebook community. We are just growing and doing some amazing things. Later today, I'm going to be announcing some information about some virtual summit stuff that's coming up and I'm super excited about. So I hope you again have a great Tuesday and that's all. I'll see you next week.